What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to break down the tape of Evan Neal against the Indianapolis Colts. In my opinion, Neal has done a really good job over the last couple of weeks, and he's getting much better. You know, we broke down Neal's game weeks back. He had a lot of technique flaws and issues, and he just wasn't very comfortable, but the guy is improving. And today we're going to watch some of the things he does well. We'll also get into some things that he needs to continue working on. You guys can see this play right here. He gets very physical with Kwity Paye. You have some sort of duo concept with Thomas, who's going to fold to the inside. As you'll see that. Watch Thomas. He's going to fold to the inside here. Although it's not a full fold, it's like a half fold. It's an interesting block right there by him. But when you guys watch Neal, you watch him get physical with Kwity Paye. Paye takes the inside gap. Neal does a great job making contact, and then watch the turn. Look at him turning those pad levels and putting him down into the dirt. That is what I want to see right there from him. He's big, he's powerful, he's strong. So I'm glad he's finally being able to do some of these things right here on tape. That is what I want to see. Let's get into the next rep. You know, Evan Neal is very good in space. He's getting more physical. He's dominating at the point of attack. It is very clear on tape. The guy is getting better. And here's a good example of him getting out in space. This is a crack toss to the right, which means Neal here is going to pull to the right. You get a couple of down blocks here and here. I'm sure another guy's going to pull. It might be the center or it might be the left guard here. One of these guys will pull as well because it is a crack toss. Neal does a great job getting in space. And I love the fact that the first threat that comes, he makes sure to slow that guy down, right? This is good processing. Right, gets the left hand on him just enough where he understands that his guy will be able to make the play. Then he gets up, gets his eyes downfield. He processes, right? You can tell right now he's looking at the guy here, but he's going to end up taking the linebacker, right? You take the first threat, understanding that there's another guy coming. In this case, it is the center. And he's going to get the left hand there, and he's going to process, get up to the linebacker, and bam! He's going to let the linebacker go underneath. That's beautiful. That's exactly how you want to play this. And of course, the running back picks up 6 yards on this play. That's a great job right there by Neal to be able to get out in space, process a couple different things. Just a really nice job. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. You got a really nice double up to the backer on this play right here by Neal. Sets up a nice 8-yard run. This play does not work if Neal's not able to effectively block down this defensive lineman to the side. Then at the same time, get up and turn to the linebacker who's going to fill to the right over here. This is a really, really nice job by Neal. Great job double teaming. You know, sometimes you see guys give like a half-ass push. Sometimes they'll just get like a left hand on the guy and then look forward. This is a nice push. This block right here, he makes sure to clear it out. He makes sure to help out Glowinski on this double team block. Great job to allow the guard to turn. Gets up to the linebacker. Really nice job right there. Absolute great job run blocking on this play. Let's go ahead and jump forward. Check this next one out. Crack toss to the left of your screen. Once again, gets out in space. Bam! Puts a guy into the dirt. That's what I want to see right there, man. You continue doing stuff like this, man. You're going to play a lot. And a lot of running plays are going to come your way. 18 yards on this play. That's a great job right there. I would say that Neal's biggest asset right now is his run blocking. Getting very physical at the point of attack. He's starting to pancake people. I mean, he just put DeForest Buckner into the dirt. That's a good freaking defensive tackle. And with the double team there with the guard, moves him, bam, puts him down. I love what Neal has developed into over the course of this season. It's clear this guy's going to be a very, very good right tackle. And it may not even be next year. Like, I could see him giving up 5 sacks next year and a couple of quarterback hits, but it's going to trend downwards, right? 7, down to 5, down to 2. But just based off of his athletic profile, his run blocking, the way he's kind of improved over the course of this year, the guy's going to have a very, very, very bright future in the NFL. In my opinion, the biggest development that Neal has done this season is he's starting to use his hands. He's more comfortable punching. He's more comfortable being able to do things with those hands. And I've said this a number of times as we kind of evaluate offensive linemen. If you try to catch guys, it's not going to work. If you use your hands, if you punch, if you get physical with those hands, that's the best way to do it. Now, he is using both hands. That's not the best way to punch. Ideally, the best way would be to use one hand, right, left, right, right, left. But using both hands is better than using no hands, in my opinion. That's a good job right there by Neal to be able to use those hands. Watch Evan Neal explode out of his stance, get out in space, and shut down Kwity Paye's pass rush. That's a really, really nice job. Great explosion out of his stance. Keep in mind, Paye is very far out wide. He's really in that wide 9 technique, so Neal has to get out in space. He absolutely needs to get out. Look at the footwork. 1, 2, 3, bam, makes contact. It's a great job right there to be able to catch Paye and to shut it down. Sticks with him. The quarterback's able to get the ball out. 12-yard pass. That's a great job right there. This is a really nice job by Neal to be able to recover back to the inside. Paye, obviously known as a guy that wants to hit the edge, and he really set this play up. Like every snap before this, he was basically hitting the outside. On this play, he's going to go from the outside, and he's going to quickly jump back to the inside. It's a great job by Neal to be able to catch that and shut it down. In fact, I don't even think the guy got that close to the quarterback by the time the ball was out. I'd actually write this off as a really good rep for Neal. Neal's going to get out of his stance. Understanding on the 45-degree sets, a guy could theoretically go to the inside, right? That is generally the way that you lose on these 45-degree sets. And as Paye jumps the inside, right? Look at that hezzy, the fake to the left, back to the inside, right? Look at him kind of changing directions, outside in. Neal does a good job being able to catch him and shutting it down. This is a really good job by Neal because even if the quarterback doesn't throw this right now, well, there's a lot of green grass to the left of your screen. In my opinion, this was a really nice job by Neal. Of course, Jones throws the touchdown pass. So, again, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. Once again, look at how far out Kwity Paye is. Super far out wide. Great rep, in my opinion, by Neal to be able to get out there. And Kwity Paye is going to give him a swipe. And you can see that Evan Neal ends up being able to stop it. As you guys watch this play right here, good job getting out of his stance, throwing a nice punch. Paye gives him that left chop. If you guys look at the left hand of Kwity Paye, the left chop comes down to the right arm. You see Neal just leans a little bit, but it's a pretty good job, right? He's not leaning so much where he's in a bad spot. He really recovers as Paye tries to take the outside, and he's right on him. He has both hands right to the inside. That's a great rep. Just the processing by Neal. I've seen this play a couple of times where he's kind of looked for 58 or the linebacker to potentially come. This time 58 does come. Great job by Neal to see it. He gets out of his stance, and obviously he would take on Paye, the D end, and he quickly recognizes the linebacker's coming, and he takes the inside threat. Great job right there to be able to see it. Processing, something he's improving on. Obviously, he'll have to continue to get better at it, but something that I'm seeing improvements on, especially from the beginning of the season, right? Preseason tape, as well as some of the tape early on. It's a great job right there. In my opinion, this is what the Giants should expect as their offensive line continues to develop, right? As the tackles develop, specifically Neal. I mean, just look at the time that the quarterback was given on this play right here. He ends up taking off running, 3rd and 5. He picks up 7 yards. But look at Neal, right? He does a great job making contact, and then he just anchors down, right? And he doesn't fully anchor, but he does a good job to initially anchor. And then at some point, as Paye makes his second move, he gets right back in front of it. This is just a really nice rep by both tackles. Even Andrew Thomas absolutely dominates, shuts it down. He's been doing this pretty much the entire season. That's a really, really nice rep by the entire offensive line. Keep the quarterback clean. Let him have time to go from, the left of your screen to the right. Let the quarterback kind of go through his reads. On top of that, right, it's a big deal. This is only a 3-step drop, so the ball should be out quickly, right? The ball needs to be out. Obviously, no one's open, so Jones does what Jones does. He extends the play, makes some plays with his legs. Great job right there by the offensive line. Another really nice rep. Neal explodes, man. He's so damn explosive out of his stance. I want you guys to watch something specifically. Watch the right elbow of Neal as he gets out of his stance. I want to try playing this in slow motion. Watch as he gets out of his stance. Look at the right elbow explode. Look at this. Bam, look at that. Look at him start the lawnmower, right? That's what they used to call it back then. Start the lawnmower, right? Bam, look at that. Get that elbow out there, get it out in space. You gotta love that right there, man. That just shows how explosive Neal plays the game of football with. You gotta love that. Love the strike as well after he gets out of there. Bam, it's both hands right on Paye. Paye tries to chop. Doesn't work. Great heavy hands. Absolutely love this rep, and you get 19 yards on this play just like that. Now, Neal is obviously getting much better, but he does still have some losing reps. He still has things that he needs to develop. And in my opinion, the biggest thing is going to be to figure out how deep he needs to get in his drops, right? He really has to start to figure it out. And this really comes with reps. As he's going to start getting vertical, he needs to figure out how vertical he needs to get with the space between him and the defensive end. This is third down. This is a true pass set. So as he's getting vertical, he needs to figure out, am I dropping deep enough? Am I not getting deep enough? Because Paye is going to give him an outside move, and Paye is able to get the corner. Now, this isn't that big of a deal because if a pass rusher wants to go upfield, just ride him upfield. Your quarterback can step up, climb the pocket. Sometimes he may be able to get out if needed. Obviously, in this play specifically, that the Colts brought one extra defender and the quarterback ends up completing it. Not a major deal, but just kind of finding that sweet spot, right? How far does he really have to drop? Again, I have seen a couple of reps of him getting in trouble here. Now, here's another play you're going to see. Kwity Paye is going to speed rush. Evan Neal does an okay job getting out of his stance, although I will say I don't like the fact that he kind of jumps up. As you guys watch him explode out of his stance, he kind of jumps and his feet are going to cross. And I don't like that because, you know, if you jump out of your stance and you set your feet and in that exact moment, a guy comes to the inside, or in this case, Paye goes to the outside, you may not be able to counter that. And in this play, Paye beats Neal to the edge. Again, it's the same ways that he's been losing in the past, right? It's the same thing that I think he needs to continue to develop. Really getting out of his stance and figuring out exactly where he needs to drop, exactly where he needs to set. And I don't hate the fact that Neal wants to close the gap, right? That's okay. Paye is a guy that lines up wide. So Thomas obviously felt that he can jump out of his stance, close the gap, just wasn't quick enough, and he's a little off balance, right? Again, this type of pass set leaves you open to losing inside, outside, just depending on what the defensive end does. Not a big deal, right? He will develop this, but again, we're just kind of pointing out some of the bad tendencies that I saw on tape. Just the final play here to really just show off some of those negative reps, negative tendencies. On this play here, Kwity Paye is going to give him an inside move. Now, obviously, Neal doesn't technically allow the sack or anything like that, right? The quarterback doesn't get hit. It's a quick throw regardless. But watch Paye as he gets out of his stance. You're going to see him hezzy to the inside right there. And that hezzy to the inside makes Neal, just for a split second, have to readjust himself, thinking this guy may go to the inside. And that half-second hesitation allows Paye to chop the hands down and get to the outside. And you can see Neal is just a little off balance, but this rep right here is a winning rep for Paye. Of course, he doesn't get the hit because the quarterback has an open guy, but what if the quarterback doesn't like his read and puts the ball down and it comes back to the right or looks to his next option? All right, he's getting sacked on that play, in my opinion. Just want to point that out. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. This is such a great job by the entire offensive line blocking from the angles, the design. Guys know exactly where to get themselves in order for this play to work. And of course, Jones takes it 18 yards. But the blocking's beautiful, man. Let's just watch this from the left tackle to the right tackle. Watch Thomas. He's going to pull out to the left and he's going to hook the cornerback to the left of your screen. Gets out in space. And then look at the cornerback here. Gets hooked. The quarterback doesn't even realize he's about to get hooked, right? I'm just backing this up to watch the left tackle. The left tackle pulls to your left, and then look at the cornerback. He doesn't even recognize it right now, right? He doesn't recognize what's happening. The second he gets it, bam, he's hooked. That's a nice job. And you watch the left guard with the down block on DeForest Buckner. Bam, look at the leverage. Look at him get lower than Buckner. The pad level moves him to the right. Great job. And then you got Feliciano, who doesn't even block anyone, right? Because the guy he should have blocked gets pancaked by the right guard, right? So just backing this up, watch the right guard. The right guard's going to get up in space, and he's going to go find that safety. Bam, he throws him into the ground. That's a great job right there. And then look at the right tackle with the cutoff on the 4-eye technique. Watch Neal get up there. Watch him swim to the inside, cut the guy off. That's it. That's all it takes. Great job by the entire offensive line. It goes for 18 yards. Absolutely love this play right here. They should run this one more often. Watch this one. He has a cutoff block, but he's not going to cut the guy off, but he's going to just put him right down into the dirt again. That's a good one right there too, man. The power, physicality. The guy's going to be really, really good, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing. We'll check in on Neal after the season. And also, we will be doing an Andrew Thomas video of the entire season, right? Because he's ascending into a top 5 left tackle. And I think that definitely needs to be looked into. So if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time with another video.